Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and still I rise because I love my country. And I rise now knowing that we are some 69 days since the Mueller report, which means that we're some 69 days with the president being above the law since the Mueller report was made public. I rise today with a special message. This message has to do with leadership. I rise today with this message, and I'd like to hearken back, if I may, to April 16th of 1963. I have my mnemonic notes in front of me. April 16th of 1963, when Dr. King wrote his letter from the Birmingham jail. Now, Dr. King did not wake up one morning and decide, I think I'll go down to Birmingham, get arrested, and I'll write a letter from the Birmingham jail. Hardly the case. Dr. King was responding to a letter from some of the leading citizens in Birmingham. These were persons who were cloaked with the robe of the clergy. These were persons who had moral positions. They took firm, hardcore positions when it came to morality. These were the persons who would set the standards, if you will, and maintain the standards for morality. There were 8 of them. They decided to write a letter to Dr. King explaining to him why he should not do what he was about to do in Birmingham. And by the way, they were also aided and abetted by some of the leading Negro citizens. In fact, in their letter, they mentioned that we should, meaning them at that time, we should allow persons to meet with our leading Negro citizens. They didn't say leading, but our Negroes. And let's try to work this out with dialogue. I marvel at how persons in positions of great leadership with great responsibility can be so wrong on some of the crucial issues of our time. And dear brothers and dear sisters, I say brothers and sisters because I believe that there's but one race, and that is the human race. I think that all persons were created equal, and as Dr. King put it on God's keyboard, we're created equal from a base black to a treble white. So I think we're all created equal, and I call you brothers and sisters. So dear brothers and sisters, this issue concerning these babies at the border, I just thank God that the media has finally discovered this issue and is taking it and bringing it to the forefront to the extent that they are. I thank C-SPAN, by the way, for the opportunity to be heard. C-SPAN and all of the outlets that allow this opinion to be voiced. But I'm pleased that this is being taken up now by the major media, because what is happening to these babies at the border is unconscionable. And some months ago, after visiting the border, I indicated that the SPCA would not allow animals to be housed in the conditions that we see at the border currently. This is a tragedy, not in the making, but a tragedy that continues to exist because of inaction and because of actions that have been taken by the Chief Executive Officer of the United States of America in an attempt to deter people from coming to this country. How heartless can you be to use babies as a means of deterring people from coming to the country? I am here today because I love my country, and I believe that we cannot allow this to continue. Some 69 days above the law for this president. He knows that we're not going to do anything. This is why he behaves the way that he does. He knows that he can do this without guardrails because back when he fired Mr. Comey and it was called to our attention that this was an obstruction, we did nothing. But I thank God that members are signing on now and understand the importance of it. So the question is no longer who's going to be among the first to sign on to impeach. The question is who will be the last to sign on to impeach. And I beg all who have not to please give serious consideration to this notion that you can be a part of this impeachment, because we cannot allow this injustice to continue. Finally, I'm working on a manuscript, a book, if you will. The title of it is, You Can't Walk Back History. You can't walk back history. You can walk back your comments, but you can't walk back history. And the history associated with this time will be, how did we vote when we were given the opportunity to vote on impeachable bigotry emanating from policy at the presidency? More to say, more to come. I yield back the balance of my time.
Members are reminded to refrain from engaging in personalities toward the president.